Okay, here we are. Say hi in the chat. Let us know you're here. I see lots of familiar face or names, no faces. We're going to give it just a couple of minutes for everyone to kind of fill up the room and let us get started here. Come on, who's going to be the first one to say hi? Oh, it was Lauren. Hey, Lauren. And say you guys tell everyone where you're from, because there's Anders here and he doesn't know anyone. So awesome, Sharon, you're on top of it. She says she's from Virginia. Got lots of people. We're going to give it a couple minutes because I actually opened up this webinar to non-MyoMentor people. So there might be some people who don't know me. So I'm going to give it a couple minutes and then I'm actually going to introduce myself as well as Anders. And then I know I opened it up. I sent it to anyone who's ever emailed me about MyoMentor got the invite. But I figured that's because we're going to share it anyways. I think this will be a great piece of marketing for Anders and his product. So, all right, everyone, you can see where everyone's from, right? Hi, Dave. Another Seattleite. Although you guys can probably tell I'm in a hotel right now. I'm actually in San Francisco, so I'm not at home. Okay, let's just give it another minute, Anders, and then we'll get started.
Okay. I'm from Minnesota, if people are wondering.
No accent at all there.
Did I have one?
A little.
Minnesota.
Funny. Yeah, okay. So there's about 45 people.
Nice out there.
Let's give it another minute because you guys, like 180 or like almost 200 people registered. And so I know that there might be more people kind of trickling in. Hi, Sonia. And everyone here is going to be either a dental hygienist or a dentist, or they have some sort of like airway training experience, or they're either doing or working in a practice where they have myofunctional therapy. So I would say most people are probably myofunctional therapists here.
Nice.
All right, well, it's 5:02, it's almost 5:03 Pacific time. So why don't we just officially kind of kick it off? Like I said, I did open up this webinar to more than just my MyoMentor students and graduates. So I'm going to give myself a quick introduction in case anybody doesn't know who I am. My name is Sarah Hornsby, and I am the founder and creator of the MyoMentor program, which is now the official introductory myofunctional therapy training course of the Breathe Institute, which is pretty cool. So I've had the opportunity over the past couple of weeks to get connected with Anders and to learn a little bit more about his company and the product that he is going to be sharing about today. But if you have any questions, I would say just be sure to type it in the Q&A box, because that's going to be the easiest thing for us to see. Also, I know those of you who are MyoMentor students and graduates, you hear me say this a million times. Make sure when you type in the chat that you switch the settings to all panelists and attendees. So the little blue button, click the arrow, make sure it says panelists and attendees, or else no one else can see what you're typing. So looks like Sonia already has a good comment there. She says, I love this bottle. So I'm going to introduce Anders, but I'm going to tell a little bit of a story, because the way we met and the reason we're here, I think, is actually kind of funny. So it was Dr. Deborah Fung from Minneapolis, right? I want to remember correctly.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. And she is a dentist who has gone through my mentoring program a number of times, I think 3 times. And she's had, I think, 2 or 3 of her hygienists go through it as well. And she sent me an email and she said, hey, Sarah, I want to connect you with this guy, Anders. He's created this water bottle and, I think it's really great for therapy and I want to connect you guys. And so I said, okay. A lot of people ask me to check out their products or their stuff. And so I'm like, okay, I'll look into it. And then I emailed Anders back and I said, I think you offered to send me a sample. Yep, and I said, great, I'll give it a try. But the way that I can really promote this product is it has to be something that Dr. Zaghi and the Breathe Institute is interested in. So send them 2 samples, one for Sonda, who's their lead myofunctional therapist, and one for Dr. Zaghi. And they got the water bottle, and I didn't even know it, but I got a text message from Dr. Zaghi. It's a selfie, and he's drinking out of the water bottle. And he says, "This is the best thing ever. I love it. I'm recommending it to all my patients." And so he's like, "I want to talk about it." And you can tell the rest of the story, Anders, from your side. But anyways, Anders is the CEO and the creator of the, his company is REMastered Sleep, and the water bottle, I don't want to say it the wrong way, is REMplenish, right? Got it?
Perfect.
Okay. So I tried the water bottle. I really liked it. I haven't recommended it to patients or anything yet, but I did. We got the Dr. Zaghi approval, so he really likes it. He's been recommending it like crazy. And so, Anders, why don't you give us some background on yourself and tell us a little bit more about kind of how you got into this, what made you invent a water bottle that's good for myofunctional therapy. And then I'd love for you guys just to kind of type questions, let us know what you want to know about the product. And also, just to give you guys a little bit of a warning, I have to go right at like 5:55 because we've got class tonight for all you MyoMentor students. So at 6 p.m., we're going to start our next class. So anyway, all right, Anders, I'd love to hear your story. So take it away.
Yeah. So Sarah, thank you very much for putting this webinar together. Like, we really appreciate it. And definitely like the kind words from Dr. Zaghi, like that's awesome. Like, we're super excited about it. So yeah, kind of just some background on myself. I'm the CEO of REMastered Sleep. I actually am a biomedical engineering by training. I used to work at Medtronic, work on implantable drug infusion pumps. And then from there, I did a master's of science in medical device innovation at the University of Minnesota. After that, I went and traveled the world studying healthcare for 9 months. So I was mostly in Asia, and then I also volunteered at a hospital in Africa for a month as a biomedical engineer. So, and then after that, now I'm doing this. So it's been quite the ride. But kind of how I got into like this area was during my master's program. We were doing some clinical immersion, and we were going to different like sleep clinics, and just completely, saw like a severe OSA or obstructive sleep apnea patient just completely outright refuse CPAP therapy. So and that, like obstructive sleep apnea has a lot of like serious medical consequences. So for me,
sure.
like, we're sitting there, it's like, man, that's not good, and this is the gold standard, treatment. So, and then, we did more research, found out that 80% of OSA cases are undiagnosed. And then of the ones that are diagnosed, it's like 20% outright refuse therapy. And then 60% after that are compliant with the therapy. So it's kind of like, a lot of people aren't getting treated. So that's kind of got like me passionate about the area. So
when you were going through all that research, I'm just curious, did you see much about, or did you hear much about myofunctional therapy, or like what led you down that path?
So, okay, that's an interesting story. So kind of how we got into that was like through the didgeridoo study. So we kind of came across this like study, I think it was in like Switzerland back in maybe like 2005. I might be wrong on the date, but like where this guy played the didgeridoo and it helped his obstructive sleep apnea. So they did like a study with X amount of people, and they all showed like improvements from moderate to mild. And that was kind of like, oh, is it freezing? Okay, I'll just keep going. Someone's saying it's freezing.
That's okay. It's not freezing on my end, but you guys let us know if there's like connection problems. I mean, it seems fine to me. So it might be your individual computers. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so there's that study right there. It was like a wild study. You're like, okay, you can play the didgeridoo to help with obstructive sleep apnea and snoring. So from there, then we started digging into the studies coming out of the University of Sao Paulo. So using oropharyngeal exercises, and they're showing similar results. So we're like, okay, there's something here, we want to like explore this. Like, why isn't this as widely, as popular as we would, hope it would be? So we started like interviewing different customers or people that had obstructive sleep apnea and snoring. And like, people are like, some people are like, yeah, like sign me up. I can exercise, 15 to 20 minutes a day or however long, and then other people are like, yeah, it's a lot of work. I don't know. So it's kind of from that we're like, okay, how do we get people to actually want to do these exercises? And at that point we started
Mm.
going, and we were meeting with different like myofunctional therapists, speech therapists, and like observing how they did their practices. And that kind of was a common theme as well. Like first getting
Mm.
people to even, come in and know about the therapy and wanting to do it, and then getting people to like keep up with it. It's kind of burdensome to keep, doing the stuff. So
Yeah.
we're like, okay. Oh, yeah, we're gonna say something.
Oh, no,
So
I mean, I don't want to interrupt you. I was just going to say, yeah, I think what they're doing at the Breathe Institute is Dr. Zagi is seeing people for their exam. They come in like, are you tongue tied or what's going on? And he's recommending it right there, like buy this water bottle, give it a try, and we're going to get you started in myofunctional therapy. So I can see it as like a really good like adjunct, like pairing. And yeah, for the people who are never going to do therapy, we're familiar with that. There's just some people you can't get them to do it. And so maybe that's, a really great alternative that's better than nothing, where you can say, here, okay, if you're not going to do therapy, at least drink out of this water bottle.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and that's actually what came out of like we're at a dental clinic, and we're like, yeah, we wish like the people that aren't going to do this, we wish we could just give something to them, like that's what, so they could like go home, because you can see when people have these issues, and some people just don't have the motivation, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But yeah.
definitely. Well, do you have the water bottle? Since we're talking about it, you should hold it up just so that everybody can see it. And then I know you'll get into the rest of the story, but just to give everybody some visualization on it. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
I can demo
So
it quick too.
yeah, go demo it. That's awesome.
And that's it.
Nice.
That's the therapy right there.
Okay.
So
Okay, so finish your story and then we'll see, what questions people have. And I'm sure there's lots of technical stuff and research stuff, but we'll get into it. We're gonna keep it casual, you guys. So feel free, talk in the chat. If anybody wants to raise their hand and actually come on audio and ask questions, I'm happy to do that too. So you guys kind of let us know what you want to hear and what you want to learn, and we'll morph our webinar to that.
yep. Okay. So kind of like from there, we're like, okay, how can we get people to do, these exercise, as many people as possible to do these exercises? So it was really trying to go after the burden aspect. And that's where it was actually, I was at my parents' place watching their dog eat out of a peanut butter Kong. And it kind of was like, okay, they're taking this effort to eat, get the peanut butter, but you don't even realize you're putting this effort in. And that's where I was like, okay, like, what do people do every day? They drink out of a water bottle, boom, like light bulb moment, like everyone could do this. And then we did a lot more customer research. Everyone's like, oh, that's perfect. And then after that was just prototyping it and then doing studies with it. So I can go into detail on that if you want me.
Cool.
Otherwise
Well,
I
I
can
see
answer
one
questions.
question. Yeah, Jen saying, where can we buy it? So you better plug your website. Of course, we'll have all the information for you. But yeah, Sonia says it's REMmasteredsleep.com. Look how excited people are. Kathleen's like, I can't wait. And then Jennifer says studies. So it sounds like she wants to know more about that. Danelle she says, amazing journey. Where do we get the water bottles? Okay. And then Sonia's asking, can dental offices get access to a professional site? So yeah, I'll let you just kind of answer those questions how you want.
I'll just go right off the list. So yeah, the REMasteredsleep.com already on the website, or already, someone already posted it. I can post a link so you can actually like access it directly. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Perfect.
But yeah, so then for the studies, so we've done 2 studies. So we did it summer 2020 usability study, and both were with snorers. So we're mostly focused on snoring. In the future, we want to do obstructive sleep apnea studies. So these are more like usability with like subjective measures. So we had people, 3 different questions with 5 different levels, like, for the bed partner, like how loud is the snoring? How often does it occur? And then how much does it impact you? And then, so that's kind of how we got our snoring data. We measured at time 0, 1 month, and 2 months. And at 1 month, 93% of bed partners said their snorers reduced in snoring. So like so that was like a really good metric. And then the other one, we weren't even trying to get like obstructive sleep apnea data, but like, or tiredness data. But we started asking people like, oh, any changes that you've noticed, and people started saying like, oh, I'm not waking up as much in the middle of the night, or like, oh, I've got more energy in the day, or I've got
That's
like
so
less morning
fascinating.
headaches or fogginess.
Yeah,
So we think that might be related to obstructive sleep apnea, and that's why we want to study that more in the future.
cool.
And we've applied for NIH grants to do some, like
Great.
feasibility studies with obstructive sleep apnea. So it's
That's very cool. And I mean, like I said, Dr. Zaghi, he's like a big fan now. He loves this. I'm gonna have to send him a recording of this webinar. um, so I mean, and he is like, he's so into research. So I don't know if I'm sure his brain will be turning on like, some of the applications or some of the ways that it could be used or researched or that kind of thing. So yeah, who knows?
yeah.
Somebody's asking about a Canadian distributor. Do you have anyone in Canada like helping
uh,
this? I know you guys, it's kind of a newer, like you guys just launched, like this is
yeah.
newer, right?
Yeah, so we launched 6 months ago.
Mhm.
So we've probably sold almost 1,000 units. So we're still kind of like getting out there, like kind of new.
Yeah.
But yeah, like definitely we're in, if someone knows a Canadian distributor, like we could definitely get in touch. But currently we haven't done that, but that's something we want to do in the
Okay.
future. Our
Cool. I
neighbor
mean, as it
right
grows,
next door.
yeah. Yeah. As everything grows, you'll get there. It is hard, like when you're just trying to get the product created and invented and now get people to be aware of it. And so that's part of what we're here helping with hopefully today. So can you talk about, I know the mouth part that you drink out of, it's designed, can you kind of hold it up and show, because it's soft and
Yeah,
flexible. And that's what Cynthia is asking. She's saying what makes it
yeah,
special. So if you
yeah.
guys
So
look at that, yeah,
so
you
it's kind
explain it.
of yeah. So kind of how we designed it. Like the big thing is we're
It's
trying to
really,
get
you
people.
can bend it. Like it's really
Yeah.
soft. So you guys see
Yep.
how like flimsy, I don't want to say flimsy in a bad way, but it's like really like it's easy to, it's not hard plastic. It looks like it on the camera. So
Hmm. Yeah, so when people drink, so there's kind of like three main focuses that we wanted to get after for the snoring and potentially
mhm,
tiredness in the future. One was trying to get like the back of the throat and soft palate, like muscles to be exercised. And the way we do that is like, so when you drink out of this, you have to take small sips. So you can't just gulp everything down. So it causes you to
mhm,
swallow a lot more. So that's like
mhm.
we estimate increase like swallowing, daily swallowing by like 20 to 50% per day.
Whoa.
And then we also have like we have the tongue suction, so you can't drink out of this like a normal straw. Like you have to
Mm-mm.
actually use your tongue, and it's like a workout. Like it is a workout to
It
use
is.
it. But what happens is that it gets the posterior of the tongue, because you have to make a seal with your palate to even create the negative pressure to draw the water in. So you're actually raising the back of the tongue automatically just by doing that portion of it. And then we have the tongue press. So it's kind of like you're sucking it in and then you compress it against the roof of your mouth. And by doing that, like it just automatically gets people's tongue to be on the roof of the mouth. And
Yeah.
the big advantage, like, so people that have struggled with trying to get their tongue up, like, we've had people that said they've been trying it for months and then they use our product for like a few days and they're like, now it just naturally goes up to the roof of my
Mhm.
mouth. So it's like, that's like a huge benefit that we love hearing from different people. Um,
Yeah, and when I tried it, I can tell you that it's like you stick the thing in your mouth, and then it's almost like I'll describe this kind of for all the myofunctional therapists. It's like you have to kind of hold the tip of your tongue to the spot, and then the back of your tongue almost has to like press it. Like it's kind of this motion, so you're like suctioning the water, but then it actually really does help with the swallowing. So it's pretty cool. And I mean, I can see it is a workout, so I can see people even being like, oh, that's hard to drink out of, like somebody with really low muscle tone. And I think it probably gets easier and easier as you drink out of it. So
and
yeah,
that
I
has
think.
like, yeah, that has like positive reinforcement. Like as people improve, you can
Mhm.
kind of see how you're like improving, how you can drink faster. And yeah, so people really enjoy that part. And yeah, you
Yeah.
can feel it like definitely like the first few days, like you can feel it in
Mhm.
like people describe it as like working out muscles you haven't worked out for a long time.
Oh
But
yeah, it's totally true.
but then after like you use it for a couple of weeks, it's like you don't like I don't even notice I'm doing anything different. Like it'd be the same if I was
Mhm.
drinking, like you don't notice that you're doing therapy
Mhm.
while drinking,
Yeah. That's true. Jennifer's asking, is there a child size, or will there be, or is it one size fits all?
So great question. Like, so we found that children love our product, like just from what we've heard from parents, but that's something we want to go to in the future. Like we designed our product for adults, and we just don't have data on children yet. Like, but that's something that we're working on. I know different people use it with their children, we just haven't done that yet. So in the future, that's what we're going to launch a product specifically for that, but just
If
not.
they like it, I mean, I would be curious because I actually kind of think the size of that might be good for kids, even though their mouths are smaller. So I don't know. I mean, you've done all the research and the prototyping, so I'd be curious if like the one size fits all concept is actually fine, or if it would need to be smaller for kids. I don't really know, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's what we want to figure out. Yeah, like the
Mhm,
size for sure.
mhm. Yeah,
Maybe a
it's
smaller bottle.
interesting. Yeah, so I mean, how many colors do you have? I know people will probably want to know about that because the one you sent me is green and the one
Yep.
Dr. Zagi has is green, but yours is blue. So do you have all sorts of colors? I haven't even looked on your web.
So yeah, we had like a supplier issue. So this is like the green one's what we currently have. We also have like the REMplenish straw, and we actually just like changed the nozzle color. Like we're going with black now, so it's a little more
Oh,
visually
okay.
appealing.
Okay.
But
So
yeah, so
with just that straw, what can you do? Can you put that in like a regular water bottle and then you can just drink out of a regular water bottle with that straw? Is that what it's for?
yeah, however you want to use it. Like we kind of launched this one for people that just don't like plastic. So it's two goals. Like one is being more eco-friendly, like you
Mhm.
don't need the container part. Like people already have a lot of water bottles. And then the other
Oh, so
part
if you want to
is
stick
like,
that in a glass?
yeah, so you can do a glass or however you want to do it.
Oh,
And
okay.
then it's metal, so you're not having like the plastic for people that don't like plastic and the potential
BPAs
for,
and all that.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's really cool. I didn't know about the straw part. So I know the other thing people are going to want to know about is how much does it cost? And, like, I guess, talk about the costs really.
Yeah, so we
If
we
there's
sell,
bulk discounts or like, if there's
yeah.
like whatever, talk about all that stuff. Mhm.
So the bottle is 54.95 like retail, and then we sell to healthcare professionals for bulk orders of 10 or more for 44.95. And then if you order 100 or more, it's like 39.95. So it kind of gets cheaper as you order more. The
Okay.
straw, we sell this for like 44.95. And then if you buy it in bulk, the 10 plus, it would be man, I have to like think through all this,
Yeah, it's
34.95.
okay.
And then if it's 100 plus, then it's 29.95. But
Okay.
we do, for different like clinics that just want to offer a discount to their patients. Like we do
Mhm.
offer like discount codes for different clinics as well. So if you don't want to buy in bulk, but usually we do the bulk discounts and recommend that because it makes
Well,
it
it's kind of
easier.
nice. Yeah, and I think when a patient comes into the dental office or to a myofunctional therapy practice and you can hand them something, like people love getting handed free stuff. So I think a discount code is nice, but if you just give them something, then like, oh, cool, I get a water bottle and it's a myofunctional therapy tool. That's awesome. So,
Yeah, yeah, we have
um,
different we have different like practitioners. They'll have it as part of their like kits, like so include in their kits or
that's a good
or
idea.
standalone. Yeah, either or.
Cool. Kathleen is saying, how do you clean the straw and the top?
Yeah, so it comes with a straw brush. I don't. Oh, actually, I do have one here. But yeah,
Oh, cool.
all you have to do, yeah, just clean it how you clean it any other way. Like kind of just like that. Just make sure you don't like puncture it, but like as long as you're not doing it too aggressively, it should be fine.
Mm.
I think
It's
I saw someone
funny.
asked about kids biting it. Yeah, that's the one side. So we actually made our nozzles stronger,
Oh.
like this black one. So I'm hoping because we have had like kids bite like the tip. They can't bite through it, but they can
Mhm.
tear like the tip.
They'll
There's
want
like
to
a
chew
special
it.
tip.
Kids will love chewing on that. I can just see it. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're hoping this one's stronger. It won't rip as much, and we'll see as kind of.
Mhm.
So we just launched this version like just this week, so we'll see if there's like not too many have torn for the current one. And that's more of the kids biting it,
Mhm.
but like yeah, that's something we have hopefully
Mhm.
addressed.
Yeah, there's somebody saying $44, like, oh my gosh, that's so expensive. But there's a whole, I don't know if you guys have there, I mean, water bottles are expensive. Like, I mean, hydro flasks, like there's a whole bunch. I'm sure you guys are pretty much on point with a lot of like your, competing or like similar products, right? Like I wouldn't say that's like outrageous.
No, like, and if you even compare it, so we're in like the snoring market. If you compare it against like snoring solutions, like if you got like a cheaper mouth guard, it's like upwards of, almost 100. It could be like 70. If you got really cheap ones,
Yeah,
like 30.
definitely.
Or if
Yeah,
you're
like
doing,
MyoMunchies are like $50, $60. And then Kathleen saying Yetis, like those are expensive. Yeah, I mean, water bottles can get really pricey. So, and who knows, maybe as you grow and you're able to like mass order them, maybe you're able to bring the price down. I don't know, but um,
so
so a couple people have asked about customizing logos or branding it. Do you guys have options for that? I know
so
this might
that,
be a little bit like early, but
it's something we want to start doing in the future. We just have to figure out like how to do it. And it's definitely a lot more like, customized and a little more like
Mhm.
labor intensive to get it going. And it'd probably be a longer lead time, just getting, but we can definitely do it. We just haven't done it yet. And we haven't figured out like what's a good quantity to do and the pricing. So
Yeah,
that's something, if you reach
yeah.
out to us like on our website, or you can go to info@remasteredsleep.com, just like shoot us email or reach out on the website and we can like figure something out maybe. But yeah, we're getting there. Like, we just got to figure it out.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it takes a lot to launch this kind of stuff and to get the products. And especially now, like all these supply chain issues, I'm sure that's
Hmm.
been an extra challenge as well.
Oh yeah.
People are asking about, do you have some that are insulated? I don't know if that's something, I mean, maybe in the future, but I think just the one product they have right now is that one. But I don't know
Yeah.
your thoughts on the insulated bottles. Mhm.
Yeah. So that's like future stuff for sure. Like, stay
Mhm.
tuned. Subscribe on our website and you'll find out when
Yeah.
that's coming out.
Actually, do you guys, I haven't even looked, do you have like an Instagram and Facebook and
Hmm.
YouTube and
Yeah.
okay.
So
Yeah, you guys
we
will
have,
have to find all the social media links and follow to get the latest updates and changes and all that.
yeah, our social media person, we have a social media person actually.
Great. Well, you're cooler than me. I don't even have that.
Yeah, well, we're not very good at social media. Actually, like our web designer is our social media person. So,
Mhm. Perfect. Sue says you should go on Shark Tank.
so actually, like I think next year we'll try and do it. Like this year, it's too early,
Oh,
but like
yeah.
we've heard it
I
enough
know because
times.
they're always like, yeah,
Yeah,
like what's your gross or what's your, like how much money have you made and how much are you asking for? And so
mhm.
got to have all that like super legit.
Yeah. So next year, but we are in like Min Cup, so it's kind of like a startup competition, Minnesota, like a pretty big one, but
Okay.
different than Shark Tank. Different. Shark Tank's
Yeah.
level.
Awesome. All right, you guys. Well, what other questions do you have? Or Anders, if there's anything that we've missed that you want to go over or talk about, let me just see. I'm checking the chat. People are asking for the website link again. You can post that. Somebody says, sorry if you already asked this. Have you done myofunctional therapy yourself? Ooh, that's a good question. Nobody's asked that.
Not like, so I guess when I was really young, I had to, I did some speech therapy for like my S's, but like myofunctional therapy, just working with different myofunctional therapists and like trying different things. I haven't actually like done it myself, but I've done the
Yeah.
exercises like just to see what they're like and stuff like
You
that. So, yes.
understand it. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So was Dr. Fung, I mean, were most of the myofunctional therapists that you met with kind of around Minnesota, or where did you go? Like, who did you talk to? I'm curious, like who kind of helped you with the myofunctional side of things?
Yeah. So it kind of started because, the first people that I was like shadowing back when I was like doing my research, like those were the
Mhm.
ones that like, okay, if you had a, if we had a product, like we would buy it in a heartbeat. So then we come
Mm.
back like, a year later, like, hey, we've got a product now, a little more than a year later, maybe like however long later. And they're like, oh, yep, we'll buy it, So that was like Minnesota Craniofacial. And then
Oh, I know that group. Yeah.
yep,
Is anyone here from the the Minnesota Craniofacial group? Because I know I've worked with them a lot. We've had a lot of mutual patients. So Alyssa's saying, yeah, Minnesota.
Yeah. So and then so from there we also had like speech therapists that we sold. So it kind of started in Minnesota, but then it kind of like spread out. Like now it's like the whole US. Like we have people like order, talking with us like all over the US. And maybe it's partly like with Dr. Zaghi and Sarah, but like yeah, we've had we've had a lot of people
Yeah.
like reaching out and being like, oh, this is super cool. Or like someone's like, oh, my dentist just told me that she used this product and her tongue's up on the roof of her mouth after like a few days. It's awesome. Like, love it. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of it.
According to Dr. Zaghi, he thinks it's really good to help with tongue thrust swallowing. So
Yeah, it's well, and
here's
there's
a
a lot of,
couple.
oh, yep, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go. It's okay. I'm just going to read these.
Yeah, because there's a lot of other things we want to like study with it. And you guys are probably familiar, like it's probably, different stuff with, myofunctional therapy, the different benefits you can get. But we've had people, and there's stuff that we still have to learn more about. But yeah, the swallowing, like also like the jaw tension kind of related with like TMJ kind of stuff. We've had people like even we had a hockey broadcaster use it. And he used to say that like after talking for a period of time, he would start like slurring. And then after using it, now that doesn't happen. We had like a speech therapist who was using it with one of his patients that like she would like talk and she'd get tired from talking and she'd like have to like catch her breath because she's using her whole body to talk. I think I told you about this one before, Sarah.
Yeah, you did tell me that story.
But I really like the start. But then she started using the product for a few weeks and she doesn't have to like stop and catch her breath because now she has like more like, I don't know, better posture and, more strength. So she's actually using her mouth muscles and not her whole, body to speak.
Great.
So,
yeah, I think all of us can kind of understand that. We see patients who either they're mouth breathing or they've got such low tone and coordination and like a lot of, challenges using their oral facial muscles. And I'd be curious, I think, people who are tongue tied are probably going to struggle with this because I don't know that they've got the range of motion to be able to use it. So it's almost like it could be a tool to help kind of figure out like if this water bottle is really difficult for you, you might have a tongue tie kind of a thing. Let's see, there were some good questions here. So Jessica is saying, is there a minimum amount of time that it should be used per day? Or I would love to know, like, what do you recommend? Like, how often should people use it? Like every day, all day, or what do you tell people?
Yeah, so we tell them, we kind of go off of like the myofunctional therapy protocols, like, 5 days a week. But then ours is different because, because you can just drink this whenever. So we recommend like 1 to 2 bottles a day. So it's kind of like at the convenience of whoever's using it. So it's not, and everyone kind of drinks it a little differently. But yeah, like some people drink it right away in the morning. Some people like, just drink it throughout the day. So.
Okay. Karen is saying, do you bite it or just put the tip of your tongue up and use the middle of your tongue to kind of suck and push it back?
Yeah, so you don't bite it per se. Like it touches maybe your top teeth just a little bit, like lightly, but like it's kind of just in your mouth. You make a light seal with your lips to kind of create the seal here, and then you use your tongue to go, so
yeah, it is. It's like
this, then pressing. Yeah. So,
yeah,
but yeah,
it's
you
kind of
don't.
like the tip of your tongue stays still, and then the back is doing more like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. Somebody asking where it can be ordered. The link, scroll back through the chat. You can see the link. We put it in a couple of times. And then Carol is saying, is this similar to the suction the baby gets when nursing? Has anyone compared it to that?
So, you're talking to me. So
yeah.
So yeah, okay, yeah. So that's how we developed it, was trying to like mimic that in a way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we tried to, and we've tried like different baby bottles, and we don't think they do a good job, like how they do stuff. Like, but yeah, that's kind of how we try to mimic a lot of that for when we created it.
That's so cool. Carol's saying, so would the patient be at risk of developing an infantile swallowing pattern? Dumb question, but I'm new in the field. No, I think it's like the reverse of the infantile, tongue thrust swallowing pattern. It's kind of forcing you out of that, which is what I really like about it. Somebody's asking, is it BPA free?
Yeah,
Very
definitely.
good. And then somebody's saying, how about after tongue tie release? I think it could be really good after tongue tie release. Maybe not like immediately post-op. You might be too sore because it is a pretty good workout. So, you'd probably want to wait like 3 days and then do it. But let's see. The website gives a terrific tutorial, step by step, step 1, step 2. Okay, that's good. What else? Sarah, how long have you been using it? What are your thoughts on it? 3 pluses and 3 minuses, if any. Ooh, you guys are putting me on the spot. Geez. I mean, I like it because, like I said, you get a workout. That's a plus. I like how it emphasizes the correct swallowing pattern. I really do think it does that. Even forming a lip seal, I feel like it's working the lips as well. So I think those are the 3 pluses. I don't really know that there are 3 minuses other than I can see patients being like, oh, that's too hard. I'm not going to do it. But those patients are the ones that don't do well in therapy either. So it's almost like you can't win no matter what, like, oh, it's too hard. I'm just gonna drink out of my other water bottle, but otherwise, I mean, I don't know that there's a ton of minuses. I mean, maybe if I had to say the cost, but again, if you're going to give it to a patient and if it is considered a therapy tool, we buy all sorts of other things that are in that same price range. So I think maybe getting to the mindset, I like what Anders said about maybe don't think of it as a water bottle, think of it as more of like an appliance or a therapy aid or a tool versus just like, oh, it's just like any other water bottle. So
it's not like any other water bottle.
yeah, that's what I mean. It's not like that. Yeah. It's a more of the aid to therapy. So reframe it that way for patients, and I think it might make more sense to them. And somebody saying, oh my gosh, you have a whole new market for bottle nipples. Maybe. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. One step at a time.
Okay. Yeah, one step. Okay. What else? Gosh. Anything you saw in there, Anders, that I missed?
Yeah, there's a lot. So I think, let me see. I saw one earlier, but I'm trying to go back to it.
I mean, for us as myofunctional therapists, I think, we're going to want people to do therapy always. So I think this, for some people, if they're never going to be those types of patients who are going to do therapy, it might be a good alternative to recommend. Or it might be something where people are kind of in that in between, like, I don't know if I'm ready to do it, I can't commit, or I don't have the money. Then it's kind of a way that you can say, well, at least try this. And then if you want more, come back. This is the same way that I use the MyoMentor. A lot of times I'll tell parents, like, well, give this thing a try first. If you need help, I'm here. But, go buy this product online. And at least it's like, I kind of joke, it's like a gateway, myo tool. Like it can lead you into therapy. Or I love the idea of using it as the same way that I do with the MyoMentor, like a combined adjunctive tool. So I see lots of uses for it in like a therapy setting for sure. Somebody's saying, is it safe to freeze water in it?
Probably, I don't know. I'm sure like if you froze I don't know. Like you might break your bottle if you like. It depends.
Yeah, I'd be careful with freezing stuff. Yeah, and then Lauren's saying, usually I ask people when they drink with a straw to place it in front of their teeth and just use the lips as a therapeutic tool, and that seems great. Yeah, you can do that. It's very different, and I don't think people in everyday life, it's a good, I do it with therapy as well, but to put the straw in front of the teeth, most people don't really drink that way naturally, but I also do it for exercises. So okay. What else do we need to cover, Anders? We got price, got where to get it, how it works.
Yeah, I could also talk through so also comes with like the instructions. So it's kind of like,
oh yeah, show that. That's really good.
Yeah, so it's so it can be like standalone for, different people who buy it, like assembly, like how to use it, like what to expect, like how it works, different metrics they can use, like disclaimers, like not recommended for children under 3 years of age with the choking hazard aspect.
Yeah, good thing.
And then we've got like educational materials. So this is more like on snoring, obstructive sleep apnea, like how to identify if you have obstructive sleep apnea, like what are some indicators. We've also got like some background on myofunctional therapy here, some different like
Cool.
goals. And then we also go into like proper swallowing here, and then like nasal breathing and having tongue resting position right here. So
So this is what I really liked when I saw it, when I knew it wasn't just like, oh, this is just some other product somebody's asking me to like talk about. Because I was like, there's so much thought put into that educational material, and they're actually talking about myofunctional therapy and sleep apnea and all these things. So that I think you guys are coming from like, I like the angle that you're coming at it from. It's not just like, oh, here we're just trying to push this. It's like very well thought out, and I appreciate that, and I like the educational side of it that you've got included. Like that paper is rolled up and it's inside the water bottle. At least that's how it came for me. So
yeah, yeah, looks kind of cool too, rolled up.
yeah, it does look cool. Somebody's asking, is it dishwasher safe?
Yeah, top rack dishwasher safe. Man, I can't talk right now. But yeah, then but we recommend like hand washing, just because like the logo over time can get like faded if you.
Yeah, it will get kind of beat up, right? Somebody's saying if there's a promo code, let me know. I'll promote the heck out of it. That's Danelle.
So yeah, because we'll do it for different people's like practices. So if you just reach out, and we'll make one specific for whoever, yeah, Danelle or whoever.
Let's see. Erica's saying my husband has a grade 3 tongue tie and he's been able to use it. Cool. That's good. Maybe you can get him to do that. If he won't do therapy, Erica. Okay, Jennifer's saying okay, we got those. Kathleen says, I'm not sure you mentioned this, but Anders, did you patent this? Such an innovative product. You don't want Shark Tank. You don't need Shark Tank to get investors. That's what she said.
Yeah. Yep. We have patents. So both in the US and international.
Oh, that's really good. You're smart.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jen, for reposting this. Let me so it's posted to only panelists. I wonder if that's why people can't see it. Can you post it again, Anders, but make sure it says panelists and attendees, that little blue box to tick.
Oh, sorry.
Jen got it.
I was yeah, I didn't realize I was yeah. I heard your thing at the beginning.
You didn't hear my thing. It's okay. Don't worry. No, that happens all the time. That's why I say, you guys will hear me say this a million times. I don't know why Zoom setting is like that, but all right. Anything else, you guys? I mean, I'm happy to wrap it up. I think it's been a lot of really helpful, useful information. And I love that, we got up to 75 people here. That's great. It's getting some exposure. So the more people that can learn about it, the better. But any final questions, you guys, or any final words you want to say, Anders?
Yeah, I'd say like kind of the big advantage and for like people that use it is that it doesn't require like any extra time or effort for them. So it's kind of like it's really just integrates into someone's day. You're just drinking, water out of something else. Like it's
you have to drink water anyway. So drink out of a better water bottle.
We put a lot of thought and time into this.
Yeah. Oh no, it's really good. I appreciate you coming here and sharing about this with us, because like I said, it's helpful for me because I always like providing resources and content and any education that I can to my MyoMentor students and graduates. And today I decided to open it up to a lot of other people. So there's some guests here, and I'm happy to have them here as well. And I'll get you the recording of this. We'll share it so that even more people can see. And I think it looks like you guys all have really great feedback. Everyone loves it. So it looks like a hit in the myofunctional therapy community. So
awesome. Yeah. And just reach out. Like, we're really easy to get a hold of. So yeah.
I like these comments. People are saying, I like the dog Kong idea, that inspiration that you had.
Oh, it was great.
Oh, someone already ordered it. Awesome.
All
right. Well, I think, thank you so much, Anders. It was really nice to meet you. See you in person. I know we already spoke on the phone, but I feel like I always get to meet people when I actually see them on Zoom. So anyways, thank you guys all for coming and listening. And I love that you're already ordering it and buying it. So we'll have to talk afterwards, Anders, and just figure out, more of the details around like sharing this video and, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, thank you again. And I guess we'll just wrap it up and say goodbye to everyone. Any last words you want to say?
Yeah, I think, definitely thank you for having me. Like, I really, really appreciate it, said at the beginning, and thanks for everyone for coming and checking it out. And I hope to be hearing from everyone soon. And yeah, like, thank you.
I think you'll get a lot of emails.
And oh, just so it's 4th of July weekend, so we'll respond up to like maybe middle of today tomorrow, or middle of the day tomorrow, and then everyone's going to be on like holiday. So if we don't respond for the weekend, that's why.
Don't worry, we understand. At least you take a vacation. That's a good thing.
Try to every now and
Yeah,
then.
yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. Have a great night. Have a happy 4th of July. And thank you guys all for being here. And a few of you, I'll see you in 15 minutes, or for a few of you. And then for some others, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for our Myo Friday meeting. So anyway, have a great night, you guys. Thank you so much.
Yep. Thank you.
Bye.
Happy 4th.